If you're a new Tesla investor, I'm gonna give you some warnings here because being a Tesla investor, man, it's not easy. It really isn't. I've been invested in the stock since 2020. And if we look at the stock since 2020, you guys can see the roller coaster that I had to go through and many others had to go through. And I did not cave in. In fact, I bought a whole lot more in the dips and I'm very, very, very a happy Tesla investor. But lately I've been getting a lot of comments on X and mainly YouTube that oh, Pejjy, because of your videos, I've lost a lot of money because I invested in Tesla. And I'm just like, well, first of all, none of this is financial advice. Of course, no, of course, it's none of this financial advice. But I look at the stock and I'm like, how could you lose a lot of money? The stock is pretty much at all-time highs. Then I realized that, oh yeah, literally a month ago, the stock reached as high as 480, and those individuals probably bought at 480 and they probably dumped it in the 380s. Bruh. Literally sold. I mean, that's crazy. They lost $100 per share if that was the case. But if you've been invested for even the past year, you're up pretty much 70%. And if you've been invested for the past month, you're up 11%. Pretty much if you've been holding for more than a month, there's no way you could have lost money. I don't know. But that was it from 480 to 380. And these people are new Tesla investors. And I want to talk to those today. If you're a new Tesla investor, you guys need to watch this video right before you smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. So the first thing you guys need to know with Tesla, and it's very, very important, is that the stock is it's volatility. It screams volatility. And if we just look at the stock, man, just look at for the past 5 years. Screw it. Let's go to the max. Look at that. What stock goes from $400 or from $414 all the way down to $100 and then goes back to all-time highs literally 2 years after, less than 2 years after? I don't know any other stock that does that. I don't know, but
Pejjy, man, before Tesla wasn't like this. If you look at the chart before 2020, it was pretty much stable.
No, no. Since Tesla IPO till now, it has never been stable. And it'll never continue to be stable until we get EPS growth going back up and continuously when robotaxis come on. But let's talk about the stability we've been talking about before 2020 because it wasn't. So in 2013, the stock was around $2 and then it ripped all the way up to like $14, $15, like a 400-500% increase, which is insane. You would have made a lot of flipping money. But look what happened right after. The stock went down 22%. Then it went back up again. Now you're up 10%. Then you keep going. And look at that. There's a whole bunch of greens and red and greens and red and greens and red. This is a roller coaster. This is an absolute roller coaster. And if you held that for 5 years, you've lost money. So imagine you invested from 2014 to 2019 and you lost money. You're negative on your investments, flipping frustrating. And by the way, the stock at that time was not $15. The stock at that time was in the $200, $300. So imagine that your investment went from $220 all the way down to $150. Now that's good compared to what happened recently from $414 to $100. That's just crazy. And then again in 2023, from all the way from nearly 280s to the 140s, which was another 40% dip. That was insane, but that was a time that I was loading, flipping up. But what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that if you're in this stock to make a quick buck, no. This stock will punish you for that. It will punish you for that. It really will. But it'll reward you if you're a long-term investor. It'll reward you nicely if you're a long-term investor. Since all time, since Tesla's IPO till now, it's up nearly 32,000%. And if you go back 5 years, up nearly 1,300%. And that's what you call long-term investing. So it's going to be volatile. It's going to be extremely volatile, and you have to accept that. You're not going to make a lot of money next week, next 2 weeks, next month, not even the next 6 months. When you invest in Tesla, you should have at least a 5-year horizon, if not 10 years and beyond. Because the more you hold this investment, the wealthier you're going to get over time and long term. So that's the first thing I want to say. Volatility. It's not a joke, and it's not. And if you can't stomach this, if you can't stomach that the stocks may go down nearly 80% again, I wouldn't touch this stock if you don't have the stomach for it. Just get the S&P 500. It has Tesla in it already, and enjoy your 7 to 10% growth yearly, and don't even touch it. You know you have peace of mind. But with Tesla, if you're using money, and here's another thing that I want to say. This is not a 6 to 12 investment, right? This is a 6 to 12 year investment. If you're using money that you need next year, do not invest it. Don't. You never know what's going to happen. Now, if you don't need it for the next 5 to 10 years, I think it's the best place to put your money, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but in my opinion, it's the best place to put your money because they can probably double, triple, even quadruple by then. But if you need it for the next 6 to 12 months, avoid this. Put it in a GIC in Canada or a high interest account in the US because you need it within the next year. What I've learned about being a Tesla investor for the past 5 years is that this company, this stock, is only for a long-term hold. That's it. And when the dips go crazy, we should probably be adding on like I just did recently. But this is a long-term hold investment. Now, there's other people that do options and puts, and they have experience. I don't do any of those things. They're very dangerous. As good as it is on the upside, it's as bad as it is on the downside. So I really avoid that, and I just buy and hold. I'm a long-term investor, at least 2030. I'm not selling a single share until 2030, or if the stock goes to the 24 or to these 4,000s, then I'll think about, selling anything if that happens between now to 2030. But if none of that happens, which I don't think will happen, maybe it will. Joe was saying 10,000 by 2030, which is absolutely insane. You guys can check the podcast here. Crazy. But I'm not selling a single share until 2030, aka a long-term investor. 2022 to 2030, that's a decade-long investment for me. And that was the mindset when I bought back in 2020. So that's the warning. You've been warned about this, that look, this is volatility and this is for long-term investing. If you're thinking to get rich, again, if you're thinking to get rich on Tesla for the next month or two, you're going to lose a lot of money. That's all I'm going to say. The thing is like a spaghetti monster. Shout out to Stephen Mark Ryan. It goes up and down, you don't know. But in the long term, it's going to create a lot of value and make a whole bunch of money. You can't go wrong with Tesla. Now, if you can't put that on the side and put your feelings on the side and actually invest for the long term, then oh man, here is a different type of warning. And I'm gonna warn you guys again here. And I posted this on X because it's absolutely a sheesh flippin' moment. I wrote here that warning to new Tesla investors who are starting to accumulate shares. You will never feel like you have enough. And I'll be honest, I have almost 1,100 shares of Tesla. And it doesn't feel like it's enough. It's not enough. I had someone here on this channel, not on the channel, but we did X Spaces. He said that he has 60,000 shares, and the video is here. You guys can listen to him. He has 60,000 shares, and he continues to add. I'm like, bro, that's like $30 million investment, dude. Why do you need to buy more? He's like, I don't know where else to put my money. Jaw dropped, speechless. So you will never feel like you have enough. And I continue here saying that when I first started accumulating Tesla, I thought 100 shares would be enough. But when I got to 100, I increased my goal to 500. When I got to 500, I still wasn't satisfied and raised the goal to 700 shares. Once I reached that, I made a goal of 1,000 shares, and that was going to be it. No more shares, that's it. Chill out, save your money for a house or something like that. Well, boy, was I wrong. I now have close to 1,100 shares, and I stopped putting goals of me reaching a milestone and stopping because it just won't happen. Why? Because you will continue to see how Tesla is progressing with FSD, energy, bots, and other sectors that you don't want to miss out on the next big things. You want to maximize on the great opportunity that's coming, and so you feel like whatever amount of Tesla shares you have now, it's not enough. It's kind of like a trap, but one that you know it will pay nicely in the future. What a problem to have, eh? And that's it. That is the warning. That is the main warning, that if you're a long-term Tesla investor, you will continue to buy. There's not going to be a day that you're going to say, I'm going to sell. You're just going to be looking at the progress of this company with FSD and bot and energy and just everything else this thing is doing. And you go like, man, no one is realizing this. If you add these to the stock right now, the stock should be at least 10x the price right now. But it's not. And Wall Street's sleeping on this. Every time when I see a FSD video that's doing something crazy or something new or something that I've never seen an autonomous vehicle do that's better than a human, I say I need more shares. And I put it on my X as well with that video, which is crazy. This is why. My thesis was when I got into Tesla is because of robotaxi and self-driving, full self-driving. That was my main thesis. There was no bot or anything like that. The bot just made it more like, okay, I just need to double my investment now. You know what I mean? So if you're a new Tesla investor, you've been warned. It's never gonna feel like it's enough. And when you keep following Tesla and seeing what they're doing, you want to buy as many shares as you possibly can. Not because you need to, you just want to. You just don't want to miss on this opportunity because there's robotaxi, well, energy, then robotaxi, and then it's the bot. It's hard to see this company not becoming the world's most valuable company by hitting 20, 30, 40, 50 trillion one day. I know that sounds flipping crazy, but when you look at the potential of what this company is doing, it's not. It's absolutely a sheesh moment. So that's the warning to you guys, to new investors, to new Tesla investors. If you're starting to accumulate shares and you're following the company, oh man, get them pockets ready. But it's okay. Those pockets, you will need bigger pockets to fill them back in later on down the future. That's all I'm going to say. So that's the warning to new Tesla investors. That is my warning. It's absolutely a sheesh moment. Subscribe, guys. Get your Buy the Dip t-shirt. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Love ya. Let's go.